Tulsidas ji thought maybe I should write in Sanskrit because he was a gem. He was quite educated. He was a proper, Sanskrit acharya. So he had good command over Sanskrit language. So he started writing Ramcharitmanas in Sanskrit. But somehow things did not pan out. And then he was thinking, what should I do? And then the story goes that one day he was near a tree. The importance of being a bhakt is that you become mightier than the god. And Tulsidas ji was a devotee of Bhagwan Ram. He was a devotee of Hanuman ji. And a bhakt has that kind of power that whatever he or she touches becomes gold. When bhakt says something, God has to do it because that is the rule that God has created for the entire universe. So when somebody dies, sometimes people go into a particular plane of reference called the Preta Yoni. So one day, Tulsidas ji had just relieved himself and he was approaching a tree. Some Ganga jal that he had accidentally fell on that tree, and suddenly a voice came out. Tulsidas ji got startled. What that voice is? Turned out that it was somebody who committed a lot of wrong acts. And then when he died, he spent a lot of time in Pretyoni and was still in the Pretyoni. The way we are humans, our bodies are earthly bodies. So we consume food in the matter that we consume. Similarly, there are other elements, other planes in which there are creatures that are existing, like Devtas. Devtas do not have bodies like us, they have airy bodies. Devtas do not eat the way we eat. Devtas consume by means of the power and by means of the fire that we provide them through yagyas. They have no other means of nourishing themselves. So it's a very symbiotic relationship between humans and devtas. Similarly, there is another plane. That yoni is called Pret yoni, and their mouths are so small, just like a prick of a needle. So they can't also eat. So they find themselves very, very much in pain. Whatever time they have to spend in the Pret yoni, it becomes very tedious. But when a bhakt reaches somebody who is in Pret yoni, that person gets relieved, moves on to the higher pedestal, either takes birth again or goes into the lotus feet of God forever. That is the power of Bhakt. So when Tulsidas ji, the Bhakt, had a word with him, when some water fell from his hands onto that tree on which that Pret was sitting, the Pret started talking because he came out of the Pret Yoni. And he asked Tulsidas ji, ask me something. What do you want? I want to give you something. You have relieved me of the Pret Yoni. I can't be thankful enough to you. So Tulsidas ji said, tell me, where will I find Hanuman ji? Now Pret, Bhoot Pishach nikat nahi aave. Now Pret said, oh, don't take his name, don't take his name, don't take his name. But I'm going to give you his reference point. So you understand, wherever the Ram Katha happens, Hanumanji is always there. At this time, Ram Katha is happening somewhere in Kashi. You go there. Today, he will come in the form of a Kaudi person. Kaudi means somebody who has leprosy. Hanumanji never comes in the same roop. He would always take a different route and then he will come, because he doesn't want anybody to know him. And he would rather assume that kind of a route that people will think that, okay, I don't want to talk to that guy, because Hanumanji just has to enjoy the Katha. And Hanumanji will be the first one to arrive in the Katha and would be the last one to leave. So take care of that thing, that when a Kaudi arrives and when he sits there for the entire duration, that is Hanumanji, confront him. Tulsidas ji said, thank you so much, Pret ji. I'm going to do that. The time came, he reached the Ram Katha place. Hanumanji came. The Katha got over. And when everybody left and Hanumanji was about to leave, who was there in the getup of a Kaudi, Tulsidas ji confronted him. कि मुझे दर्शन दो. Give me your darshan. The Kaudi said, who are you? What are you talking about? Let me go. No, I know who you are. You have to give me darshan. I'm not going to let you go, or I will come along. But you have to give me the darshan. For a long time, Hanumanji tried to make him understand, but he did not budge. And then finally, Hanumanji said, who told you? He said, there was a pret on that bargad tree. He told me. So Hanumanji gave him his darshan. And then Hanumanji suggested that write in your own language, write in Avadi, so that people can get to know that. Valmiki ji wrote in Sanskrit. That was the very first Ramcharitmanas, or in fact Ramayan, that was written. But he knew that people will not read that in Kali Yuga. At least quite a number of people will not be able to do that, because nobody will have a very handy grasp on Sanskrit. You write it in your own language, write in Avadi, so that it becomes poetic and everybody can understand it. Tulsidas ji went to Ayodhya and he started writing Ramcharitmanas. Every single chaupai that he was writing, he thought of it so carefully. He crafted it so beautifully. Ramayana is divided into 7 parts. The very first chapter is called Balkand. If you ever open the Ramcharitmanas book, you will find that 30% of the book is just one chapter. 30%. Rest of the 6 chapters are divided in the 70% portion. And there are more than 300 dohas in the Balkand chapter of Ramcharitmanas. And between every 2 dohas, there are 4 to 5 chaupais. So imagine how many verses would there be? Close to 1400 or so. Isn't it wonderful? Right? And within the Balkand, half of the Balkand, Tulsidas ji has dedicated to just honoring whom?
हाँ हाँ
He honored
जैसे
Guru.
भी ठीक लगे इधर लगा ले
Bandev
और बस
Guru
अलग बार
Pad
बार
Padum
चुप के लगाना
Paraga,
पड़ेगा जो
that I bow down to, I revere Guru Pad, the charan of Guru, the lotus feet of Guru. Padum Paraga, that is lotus feet. Suruchi Suvas Saras Anuraga. It is the elixir. Amiya Muri May Churan Charu. Saman Sakal Bhav Ruchi Parivar. That is where Ramcharitmanas starts with. And Tulsidas ji did not stop here. When you want to bring anything into existence, let's say you're working in an organization, so you have to get the buy-in of everybody, na? So Tulsidas ji took the buy-in not just of Gurudev, he took the buy-in of bad people also. He has honored the bad guys as well. He said that, thank you so much. If you were not there, how would I know what are the wrong things and what are right things, and how should I create the values that people can espouse? He has thanked everybody. And then somebody asked him, why Ramji takes birth? In the Bhagavad Gita, we have heard of this thing. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirбhavati bharata abhyutthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir. Whenever there is a decline in dharma, the righteousness, the values, the code of conduct, ethics, morals, abhyutthanam adharmasya, when the wrong is on the rise, अधर्म का जब अभ्युत्थान हो रहा है, तदात्मानम सृजाम्यहम, I take the birth, I do the srijan, I come in any form. There is no limitation to me. And do what? Paritranaya sadhunam, re-establish the good people. Krinachayasya dushkratam, to remove the wrong, to kill the wrong people, to take them away from the path of the righteous people. Dharma sansthapanarthaya, to establish the code of conduct, to establish the right way of living. Sambhavami yuge yuge, in yug yug, in epochs I come. And Ramji is also same. The same Virat Purush taking the form of Ramji, the same Virat Purush taking the form of Krishna, the same Virat Purush taking the form of Vara. And sometimes God has to take many, many avatars in just one go. When Samudra Manthan was about to happen, the sea churning, then Lord Vishnu took the form of a tortoise to support a mountain that will be used as a churner. He himself took the role of that mountain as well. And then he emerged along with Amrit as Dhanvantari. And when Amrit became the source of fight between Devtas and Danavs, he himself took the role of Mohini to ensure that the right people get the Amrit. Just for one task, 4 avatars. Tulsidas ji says, जब जब होए धर्म के हानि, जब जब होए धर्म के हानि, whenever the righteousness goes away, when dharma goes away, बाढ़ई असुर अधम अभिमानी, when the egoists, the wrong people, the rakshasas, when they rise, करई अनीति जाई नहीं बरनी, सीधई विप्र धेनु सुरहरनी. When they do the wrong things, to whom? To Vipra, the educated people, the Brahman people. The Vipra means the educated ones, the right ones, the noble ones, the good ones, the people who are doing the good deeds, the sadhus. Dhenu, when cows are attacked, God becomes very startled when cows are attacked. In fact, when the earth was just struggling with all these demons, Earth took the form of a cow and went to Hari, Narayan, and asked for help. Because the voice of a cow is something that God cannot unlisten to. He has to hear it, he has to abide by it. Cow is the mother. Tab tab Prabhu dhari bibid sarira. When these wrong things happen, then Prabhu assumes vivid sarira. Many roles, many forms he takes. Why? Harahi kripanidhi sajjana pida. To take away the pain of the right people, the righteous ones. And how does he do that? Asur Mari, killing the wrong people, killing the wrongness. Thapahi Surana, establishing the right people. Rakhai Nij Shruti Setu, establishing his code of conduct. What is the right way of living? His goodness. Jag Bistarahi Bisad Jas, that is what is Ram Janm Kar Hetu. That is the reason of Ram Janm. In the first day Katha, we got to know how doubts can really mar our progress. And this is what happened with Sati Mata. After many, many, many years, she took the birth in the home of Maina and Himachal as Parvati. The moment Parvati came into existence, there was all goodness, all amazing things, prosperity in the home of Himalaya. And why not? The Shakti has come to your home. Lakshmi, Jagdamba has come to your home. You would be filled. And when a child is born at home, we should call the Gurujans. So they also did call Gurujans. In fact, Gurujans are actually not even called. You don't select a Guru, Guru selects you. You somehow reach them, but whether you are going to stay with them or not, it is totally dependent on them. So one day Naradji came. Narayan, Narayan, Narayan. Naradji came. Himalaya requested him to give the good attributes and bad attributes that are there in the Bhagya, in the future of Parvati. And Naradji said, wherever she will go, there will be prosperity. She herself is Jagadamba. She is the divine energy. There is nothing wrong with her. Wherever she will step in, there can never be anything bad. So the parents became very happy. Wow, our child, so noble, so blessed. Wow. And then Naradji said, he has to create something. Huh? So Naradji said that, but, but, there is a but. And then Himwan said, what is the but? What are the demerits here associated with her future? Naradji said that the husband that she is going to get will be living in a very bad state, would not even have proper clothes on, would be smeared with ash from the crematorium ground, would be living with animals, would not know when to eat, when to not eat. And he would be very bad. And suddenly parents became very worried that our kid is so sweet and she will get a husband like that. And see, this is coming from Narad. So it has to be true. And they became very much worried. So Naradji said, if you want the right person for your daughter, attributes are going to remain the same, I tell you. That cannot be denied. But if you want somebody who is right, then all these attributes, but the right thing is there in only one person in the entire universe, and that is Shivji. You should get her married to Shivji. Ab Shivji is not just sitting like that now. Oh, somebody will bring in, the Rishta of Parvati, and I'm gonna get married. No, right? So she will have to do the penance. Tap karna hoga. You will have to do a lot of tapas. And then Parvati Ma said, I'm gonna do the tap. That's okay. This is something which is my destiny. And she already had a very strong penchant towards Shivji. But even before that penchant, there is one thing that she knew. When Guru tells you to do something, you do it. Narad ji is the Guru of Ma Parvati. Cool, na? Wonderful. Huh? Can we all have a thumbs up? Right? Narad ji is the Guru of Ma Parvati. And when Guru tells you to do something, you don't doubt. You just do it. Because when Guru asks you to do something, the only thing that can happen to you is merit, nothing else. So Parvati ji went for tapasya. And this is how she did the tapasya. For 1000 years, Parvati Ma just lived on fruits and roots, phal and kandamul, and she did the tapasya. After 1000 years, for 100 years, she just lived on some sag, which means leaves. Then for some days, she did not even eat those, just remained on water and air. Imagine her situation. She would have become so thin. Now, some of us might be thinking, how can somebody stay alive for this long a time? So we are not talking about Kali Yuga, and we are not even talking about humans. Na? There are umpteen number of universes. Ours is one. There are so many. Ramji has not just taken avatar here. Na? So yes, whatever is it that you can think, imagine, perceive has happened somewhere. Because the things that we cannot perceive might not have happened. And let me give you an example of it. Think about your Earth. You can imagine Earth. It's a round thing, you can imagine far off places as well. Then think about the universe, and you can imagine the planet still Pluto. And somebody told you that beyond so many light years away, there are some stars and whatnot. Now think about the entire Milky Way galaxy. Then think about so many galaxies that are there. Then think about the universe. And now try to think about what is beyond that universe. We won't be able to. Yes or no? Isn't it amazing? We have a limit. Even if you imagine that there are thousands and thousands more universes attached together, then what is beyond that? We can't imagine that. Yes or no? Try to imagine as many, infinite. What is beyond that? We can't imagine. So there will come a periphery beyond which you cannot imagine. Because you can imagine all the things that have been told to you, or those that are hardwired by means of genetics, or by means of the prior learnings of your consciousness over and over and over your births. And that is still tip of the iceberg. What is beyond it is your God that manifests in various ways. So after water and air, then for 3000 years, she just ate the dried bale patra, the dried leaves of bale tree. And that is when her name also became Aparna. You might have a lot of friends who are named Aparna. Ask them. They might not be aware of this thing. Aparna is name of Ma Parvati because she remained on Parna. leaves, dried leaves for 3,000 years. And after those 3,000 years, Brahmaji became very happy. Brahmaji thought that, oh, she has done a lot of penance. I think I should see her. Shivji is anyway in the Samadhi, so Shivji can't come. And Brahmaji came and said, you will definitely get Shiv as your husband. Now you go home. After some time, Saptarishis will come to you. They will ask you to do something. Follow that. And in due time, you will get married to Shivji. She came back home. Meanwhile, what happened? Ramji thought that Shivji has been in Samadhi for a long, long time. So Ramji made a visit to Kailash and said, oh, my dear friend Shiva, get up. And Shivji opened his eyes. The only person that he really cannot have any animosity towards, when Ramji has to come, then he has to, stand up, agree to whatever he has to say. He said, oh, Swami, you are here. Oh, my dear Lord, you are here. Tell me, what can I do? No questions asked. That's the friendship. I want you to marry Sati. Sati? But why should I marry? She has taken birth as Parvati in the house of Himalaya. I want you to marry her. And that will be good. Now Shivji said, okay, if you are saying, then I'll have to do it. So he agreed. And when he agreed. But then again, he slipped into Samadhi. Then after some time, a particular Rakshas basically emanated. And his boon was that he must be killed by the son of Shiv and his wife. Now he knew that Shivji is not going to marry anybody after Sati. Thousands and thousands and thousands of years have passed. So he was more or less living just in a very chill manner. And he was creating havoc on the earth. Everybody became so distressed. Everybody reached out to Devtas. Everybody reached out to Ramji, Vishnuji. Please help us. How do we get rid of him? And that is when all the people came together, all the Devtas came together, and they created a scheme. What was that scheme? They said that, oh dear Kamdev, you should go to Shivji and you should disrupt his meditation. Kamdev said, no, do you want to kill me? If I go and disrupt his meditation, he's going to kill me. All the Devtas requested him, please Kamdev, go there. Because if you will not, then this entire universe will fall flat in the hands of that demon. It's all on you. We can't do anything. We have come to you. So he says, all right, if that it is that I have to do, because I am a Devta, I have to do that. That is my job, to ensure that the world is happy because of me. God has entitled me to do that. So he went there. And he went there and he created such a scenario in the entire universe when everybody became so enchanted with love, and that love immediately became lust. But Shivji was not having any effect on himself. Thinking more and more, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? He expended his entire power, but he could not move Shivji. And then he took out his arrows. And he fired those arrows onto Shivji on his various chakras, but that also did not budge Shivji. And then he thought that the only thing that is left with me is to fire the arrow at the spot of his knowledge, the third eye. And he did it. Suddenly, Shivji opened his eyes. Kamdev is burnt. His wife, Rati, came crying, "Oh my God, what has happened?" And Shivji realized that although he has committed a mistake, but I think I should give her some boon so that she gets her husband back. So Kamdev was supposed to return as Pradyumna, as son of Bhagwan Krishna. And Rati will have to wait until then, and then she will claim Pradyumna, and then he will be re-established as Kamdev in the Deva Yoni. And when now the Shivji has opened his eyes, what to do now? Then Devtas requested that please go and marry Parvati. And then he suddenly realized that, yes, my Lord also said the same thing. And then finally, he sent Saptarishis to test Parvati's love for him. And Parvati became so happy that, yes, somebody has sent someone to test my love for him. That means now the time is coming closer. And finally, the marriage got fixed. Himan sent out the invitation to everybody, and everybody was prepared like anything. They were dressed well, Vishnuji is coming, Devta are coming, and so on. And suddenly everybody started feeling over there, look at the Baratis. They are so pretty. Imagine the prettiness of the groom. And here, groom is getting ready. And what does groom know about getting ready? Groom becomes what his friends make him. And who are the friends of Bhagwan Shiva at that time? All the Ganadhipatis, all the Prets, all the Bhoot, because he is Bhootnath. So somebody's thought that, I think, he should wear something good. Okay, wear a Mrigchal. He should do some makeup. Or bring in some ash from the crematorium. Chop, 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 chop. I think he should have his hair also done well. Okay, quickly tie the hair in the form of a bun. Maybe some necklace. Get me a snake, please. Wow, done. He should have some accessories also. Hand him the Trishul, na? And Damru also. Wow, wonderful. Will he go barefoot? No, no, no. Bring the bull. Call Nandi. Make him sit. Will you go just like that? No, no. We all will dance and we'll come along. And who all are dancing? The people that have many, many mouths. The people that do not even have a single mouth. The people who do not have hands. The people who have a lot of hands. The people, who are so, so hideous that anybody who would just look at them once will just fall flat on earth. This is Shivji's Bharat. And they are coming along. And the people over there are thinking, wow, groom will come. How beautiful the groom will look, no? And suddenly they got to know that groom is about to come. The Bharat is there. So somebody should be sent to welcome the procession, no? First of all, the brothers went. Parvati's brothers went. And they saw and they ran away. Then some females were also coming along because they wanted to do the arti. They fainted over there. And then Parvati's mother came. She started crying, oh my God, this is the guy whom I am going to give my daughter to. It's better I should give my daughter some poison and she will die. Everybody became so distressed. And that is where your devotion comes into picture. Shivji will not change himself for you. If he wants to change himself, he will. But the one which is the God of transformation has also must bear should also must bear the idea of destruction. He needs to tell you that from the crematorium, I rise up. Because that is the ultimate truth. That truth of Kal is what I am. And the Kal that is still in my own favor. That's why I am Mahakal. And this is one way for you to know me. And Shivji is very beautiful. But that's how his that look is. And his Ganadipatis have prepared him in this manner. So he has to honor them because they got him ready with love. And then Naradji came. And then Naradji told the entire story of Sati to Parvati's father and mother. And then they became relaxed that, oh, she is destined to go where she belongs. And then they got married. It was such a beautiful wedding. And it was done with all the Ved mantras and everything. And you know what happened in that wedding? When the Purohit is sitting with you, so Purohit asks you the names of your three of the forefathers. All of you are married here. So Purohit ji asked, what is the name of your father? Shiv. Now Shivji says, who is my father, bhai? I am the very first. Who is my father? He said, my father is Vishnu. So Panditji said, okay, Om Namo 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 Vishnu Namo. One mantra is done. Shivji said, wedding is done. And then Purohit ji said, what is the name of your grandfather? Shivji said, Are, wedding is not done kya? Now he is thinking, Are, yaar, what is the name of, I don't even have a father. How can I have a grandfather? So he said, okay, my father is Vishnu, my grandfather is Brahma. Carry on. Om Namo Brahma Devaya Namo. Shivji said, oh, I think wedding is done. Purohit ji said, no, wait. What is the name of your great grandfather? Now Shivji said, dude, my father is Vishnu. Vishnu's father is Brahma. Brahma's father is myself. You want to get me married or not? And then the wedding happened. And then Ma Parvati and Shivji came to Kailash. At that time, Ma Parvati realized that yes, now I have been united with my husband. And this time, I need to get my doubts resolved. But this time, I'm only going to get the doubts resolved. I'm not going to doubt my teacher. So then she said, my dear Lord, I do not have any qualms or any doubt as such about the power of Bhagwan Ram. I don't have any doubt about why you revere Bhagwan Ram. But I still have a couple of doubts which I want you to clear. And this time I'm asking very sincerely if you can help me with that. And Shivji became very happy that, oh, for the goodness of the world, she has asked the question. She really wants to take out Ram Katha from me. And she asked the same question. Who is this Ram? Is this the same Ram that you always recite? Is it the same Ram that Upanishads, Vedas are talking about? Is it the same Ram that is the son of Dashrath and Kaushalya? Is it the same Ram that killed Ravan? And is it the same Ram who once was caught by some snakes and fell flatly on the ground? That Garud had to rescue him. Who is this Ram? Please enlighten me. Why does he take birth? How many times does he take the avatar? And then Shivji says, my dear Sati, Hari Ananta, Hari Katha Ananta. There is no limit to his kathas. He has not taken avatar once. Many, many times he has taken avatar. But I'm going to talk about some of the reasons, although there are countless, but I will tell you some of the reasons. And then Shivji starts talking about those reasons. He says that once Naradji became full of ego. What happened? One day, Naradji was doing a penance. And then he became so deep into his meditation that Indra started feeling that maybe he will claim my throne when he reaches that level of power. So Indra sent Kamdev to Narad and asked him to disrupt his meditation. Kamdev tried his level best, but Naradji did not budge. And then when Naradji woke up, Kamdev said that I'm so sorry, Naradji. Indra sent me to do that thing. He's the king of Devtas, so I have to do that. But you basically did not budge. There is no lust in you. And then Naradji said, it's okay, go. And then Naradji started thinking, wow, I am even mightier than Shivji? Because even Shivji got a bit buzzed when the arrow hit him here. But Kamdev could not do anything for me. Anything he could not do to me. And when suddenly you realize that you are very powerful, you go and talk about it to the powerful people. So, guess where he must have gone to? He went to Shivji and he said the same thing to Shivji. uh, Mahadev, Kamdev came to me as well, but he could not do anything of me. I guess, you also got a bit buzzed here, but I got saved, right? Shivji said, yeah, Naradji, you are the best. You are amazing. But let me suggest you something. The way you have told me this thing, na, please don't tell this thing to Narayan. Don't say this thing to Vishnu. And when Shivji tells you something, you should do it. Naradji's thought that maybe he doesn't want me to tell to Vishnu because then he will realize that I am the bigger person here. So Naradji still went ahead to the Vaikunt Lok and said, Narayan, Narayan. Vishnuji knew why he has come. Vishnuji said, Aye, aye, please come, Naradji. So long. How come you are here? And then Naradji said, you see, I was doing all these things and so on. I just wanted to meet you. And, Kamdev also came, could not budge me. So, just came to meet you. And the job of God is to ensure that when Bhakt goes astray, then he should be brought back to the path. Because if Bhakt goes astray, then you can't expect people to move properly. He said, very well done. And then he realized that I need to do something. The moment Naradji went out of Vaikunt Lok, immediately Vishnuji created a very beautiful town in front of his eyes. And Naradji saw what an amazing town that was. Never seen. And he just got to know that a king is wanting to get his daughter married. Naradji came down. Narayan, Narayan, Narayan. King got to know that Naradji is there. So when Naradji is there, king will ask, Naradji, this is my daughter. I want to do her swamvar. Please tell her what kind of husband she is going to get. So Naradji first kept on looking at that lady. And Naradji realized that I know that this lady is very pious. This lady is basically a name of prosperity. If anybody gets married to this lady, that person will become prosperous forever. And I think it has been a long time. I have been just doing rounds here and there. I think I should get settled. And if I get settled with her, I will become very prosperous and so on. But what should I do that she chooses me? So he said that, okay, I'm going to go to Bhagwan Vishnu and ask for his roop. So he went to Bhagwan Vishnu and said, oh my Lord, please give me your Hari roop. Hari roop is the most beautiful roop in the entire cosmos. And Bhagwan Vishnu said, Tathastu. Now Naraji is filled with happiness. Wow. Now she is definitely going to put the garland in my neck. So Naraji took the getup of a king. He assumed that there is the Hari roop that is with me. So she is definitely going to pick me. And she sat in that sabha. Meanwhile, Shivji sent two of his Ganas to witness this thing. And Ganas also then started inciting Naraji. Oh my God, I've never seen such a beautiful person. And Naraji began so, you know, of course. And then meanwhile, the Ganas were laughing, right? The time came, the lady started walking the aisle, looking at all the kings one by one, one by one. The time was about to come to Naraji, and she then crossed Naraji. And Naraji became so, so sad and so distressed. How is this possible? I'm the most beautiful person on the earth. Why did she not choose me? And suddenly, she put the garland in the neck of someone else, who was basically Lord Vishnu, who was there. And then they went. Meanwhile, the Gana said, Are Naradji, at least look at your face, no, in the mirror. There is a polished metal over there. Why don't you look into that? And Naradji saw his face, and the face was like a monkey, because Hari also means monkey. Naradji asked for Hari Roop. Hari gave the Hari Roop. And Naradji became furious. First of all, Naradji gave sharp to those two Ganas that you will be born in Rakshas Yoni. Those two Ganas became Ravan and Kumbhakarna. And then suddenly he went to Bhagwan Vishnu because he saw that they both were going together. It was a Maya that was created by Bhagwan Vishnu. That lady was Lakshmi only. And Naradji became furious and suddenly gave the sharp. The way you have taken my chance of getting married and getting settled, I curse you. You will also be alone. You will have to see the viyog of your wife. You will have to see the separation of your wife in one of the births. And when Naradji said it, he got settled. And then Naradji realized, what is it that I have done? So he asked Bhagwan Vishnu, why did you do all these things? Bhagwan Vishnu said, you became egoistic. And whatever I would have done to make you understand, you would not listen because you had been bragging in front of me, in front of everybody, in front of Shiva also. And when you reach that level of egomania where bragging becomes your second nature, words will not do. So I had to do this thing. And then Naraji fell into the foot and he said, I'm so sorry. You saved me. But what do I do about the curse that I have given you? Because with your blessing only, when I curse somebody or when anybody with the sadhu powers curses anybody, that curse has to go through. And he said, don't worry. It was important. I'll manage. That was one reason that Shivji told Mata Parvati about why Bhagwan Ram took birth. And then he talked about another reason, that there was a king whose name was Pratap Bhanu. Pratap Bhanu was a wonderful king. And he had a brother also. His name was Arimardhan. And these two brothers really loved each other. And they also had another person who is known as Dharmaruchi. Dharmaruchi was their minister. Wonderful guy, was very much interested in doing things according to righteousness, according to the established way of dharma. One day, what happened? Pratap Bhanu won the entire world. And he decided that I should go to do some hunting, just to relax and so on. And he went into a forest and lost his way. And then nobody was around. So he saw that there was a hut somewhere. He thought that maybe I can rest here. When Pratap Bhanu reached that hut, a sadhu came out. That was not a sadhu. That was a king that Pratap Bhanu defeated a couple of years ago. Out of embarrassment, the sadhu, that king, left his kingdom and ran into forest and became a sadhu, thinking about the proper time when he would avenge his embarrassment. So he realized that this is Pratap Bhanu, but Pratap Bhanu did not realize that this is the same guy he has defeated. And then that sadhu started making all the talks. He says, "You are Pratap Bhanu. The name of your brother is that. The name of your mantri is that. You have won everybody," and so on. And you will keep on winning, and so on. Pratap Bhanu became excited. He became so happy that I have met somebody who is so learned. What a saint. And then he asked about him. He says that I have been here since the beginning of the Srishti. I do not die. I have seen many kalps. And that's why I stay here. So I know everything. I'm Trikaldarshi. So Pratap Bhanu, being the noble king he was, he said that, you tell me, how can I ensure that I do the Rajya for the entire Kalp for thousands and thousands and thousands of years and do all the good deeds for my Praja? He says there is only one way. I will immediately pray for you and everybody will fall in your favor except for the Brahmins, because it is very difficult to accentuate them and cite them. So for Brahmins, you can do one thing. You invite 1 lakh Brahmins every day to your home and feed them meal which I am going to cook for you. So he says, I generally do not go out of the forest, but for you, I will definitely come to your place. You ensure that you have given the information to all these 1 lakh Brahmins. I'm going to make the kitchen and you will just serve. Nobody should see me. In that forest, a demon also lived who was friends with this so-called sadhu. And this sadhu said to that demon that you go in place of me and ensure that the food is contaminated. And he did the same thing. He reached there. He made the food. And in his voice, he made an Akashvani. Oh, dear Brahmins, do not eat this food because it contains Brahman meat. Suddenly, the Brahmins, before even they could take a bite, they dropped it. And they said that you have insulted us. We curse you that your entire Rajya will be collapsed in a couple of years. You, along with your entire family, will take the birth as Rakshas. Pratap Bhanu became Rakshas as Ravan. His brother Arimardhan became Kumbhakarna, and his mantri Dharmaruchi took the birth as Vibhishan. And this is happening in multiple kalps. So a question comes up here that, are there so many Ravans? Yes. Because Ravan is not the name of a person. It is the highest pedestal of Rakshas. It is a position. So the Rakshas Raja of every Kalp is known as Ravan. In some Kalps, it was those two Ganas of Shivji that were cursed by Naradji. In some Kalps, it was Pratap Bhanu and his family. And in fact, another story goes that there were two doorkeepers called Jay and Vijay of Bhagwan Vishnu who were cursed by some sages. And they also took birth as Ravan and Kumbhakarna. In this Kalp, the Ram Katha that we are listening to is of Pratap Bhanu. The Ravan that has been killed by Bhagwan Ram in the Treta Yuga of this Kalp is the one that Pratap Bhanu became. Wonderful, no? Let's close our eyes for a moment. नीलाम्बुज श्यामल कोमलांगम सीता समारोपित वाम भागम पाणो महासायक चारुचापम नमामि रामं रघुवंशनाथम्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। That is for today. With Lord's name in your heart, spend your entire week in bliss. Talk as much as needed, eat good food, be happy. Whenever you hear something wrong, just say Ram, 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 or take the name of your Guru. We will meet again on Saturday with our day 3 of Katha. Couple of people have already submitted some questions on WhatsApp. If you also have questions, feel free to put them on. Shortly, I'll share a Google form also. I'll also try to give you one piece of wisdom every day in the form of some video, some text on that group. Just enjoy, be happy. Jai Shri Ram.